The British monarchy is facing an unprecedented crisis as Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, finds himself entangled in a high-stakes legal battle with potentially severe consequences. What started as an investigation into media practices has escalated into a situation that threatens to tarnish the royal family's reputation in ways previously unimaginable. Damning accusations from a senior judge have reverberated throughout legal and royal circles, with experts now openly discussing the possibility of criminal charges that could lead to imprisonment for the once-beloved prince. The judge's ruling reads as a carefully constructed indictment, delivering a brutal assessment of Harry's conduct throughout the legal proceedings. Central to the condemnation are allegations of deliberate deception in sworn testimony, gross abuse of privilege as a high-profile public figure, and a fundamental compromise of integrity in the submission of evidence. Legal scholars have been quick to point out the extraordinary nature of such language being directed at a member of the royal family, with many describing it as virtually without precedent in modern British jurisprudence. The case has now expanded far beyond its original scope, evolving into what appears to be a criminal investigation into Harry's own actions during the legal process. Behind the scenes, sources close to the proceedings reveal that prosecutors are actively examining whether Harry may have withheld critical information from investigators, violated court-ordered confidentiality agreements, or engaged in conduct that could potentially amount to obstruction of justice. These are not minor procedural violations, but serious allegations that carry the weight of potential criminal consequences. While Harry's legal predicament dominates headlines, an equally compelling narrative has emerged regarding the role of Meghan Markle in this unfolding drama. Multiple sources, including former aides and royal insiders, paint a picture of the Duchess of Sussex as a driving force behind Harry's increasingly aggressive legal strategy. These accounts suggest that Meghan's influence has been both profound and potentially problematic, with some going so far as to claim that her insistence on confronting the British press may have contributed significantly to the current crisis. The suggestion that a non-royal spouse could wield such influence over legal matters involving the monarchy has raised eyebrows in both legal and aristocratic circles. According to court documents, Meghan had access to confidential legal strategies despite not being an official party to the case. This blurring of lines between personal involvement and professional legal boundaries has drawn criticism from ethics experts, who argue that such arrangements are highly unusual and potentially inappropriate given the sensitive nature of the proceedings. More troubling still are whispers from insiders that Meghan may have encouraged Harry to maintain an uncompromising stance in his testimony, even when advisors cautioned that such an approach could backfire spectacularly. Harry's journey from royal rebel to potential legal pariah has been years in the making, tracing back to his and Meghan's decision to step back from royal duties in 2020. What began as a principled stand against media intrusion has gradually transformed into what critics now characterize as a self-destructive legal crusade. The couple's early victories in court battles against British tabloids initially earned them public sympathy, but as their legal strategy grew increasingly aggressive, cracks began to appear in their carefully constructed narrative. The unraveling became particularly evident when inconsistencies emerged in Harry's claims across different cases, creating doubts about the reliability of his testimony. The judge's recent ruling represents more than just a legal setback. It constitutes a fundamental challenge to Harry's credibility as a witness and litigant. Legal experts note that when a judge uses terminology as strong as deliberate deception, they are sending an unmistakable signal that more serious consequences may follow. This development has sent shock waves through the legal community, with some scholars suggesting that the judge may be laying the groundwork for potential perjury or obstruction charges. The implications of such a scenario are staggering, potentially placing a member of the royal family in the unprecedented position of facing criminal prosecution. The fallout from this legal disaster is already being felt across multiple fronts. Public opinion in the UK has turned sharply against Harry, with recent polls showing his approval ratings at historic lows. Even former supporters have begun questioning his judgment, while the monarchy itself appears to be quietly but decisively distancing itself from the Sussexes' controversies. Behind the scenes, there are whispers that the stress of these legal battles may be taking a toll on Harry and Meghan's marriage, though the couple continues to present a united front in public. As the situation continues to develop, Harry finds himself at what may be the most critical juncture of his life. The choices he makes in the coming weeks and months could determine not just his legal fate, but his future relationship with both the royal family and the British public. What began as a quest for privacy and justice has devolved into a cautionary tale about the dangers of waging legal warfare without proper regard for the consequences. The world watches with bated breath as this royal drama unfolds, aware that the next chapter could be the most shocking yet.